forever, forever, forever.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Stay indoors. Damn right.
And check out some Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah, man.
Man, like,
whew.
You know, for what it's worth, and we're going to get into it, man, but I will say this.
What's that?
You know exactly what you in for when you watch a Taika Waititi movie.
No lies.
Like, you know straight up. Like, you know the vibe. You know what type of ride you about to be in for. It's really starting to become like the formula, man. I'm not gonna say predictable. I'm not gonna say, you know, it's a negative, but he's definitely starting to put a stamp on it, man. Did you feel like that about the movie?
Yeah, especially when, at least when it comes to Thor. Like, so far, you can tell that it's the same director. It's going in the same direction, and it's picked up from wherever they liked it to from the last time. Yeah, they definitely got a formula going down in this property, and I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. I'm not completely taken with it all the way, but it's not anything that I'm like crying for them to do something different. You know
right.
So I'm good. I'm good.
That's the thing, man. It's like it fits for the character that they've established, right? Like when you look at what they did with Thor and Ragnarok, what they did in the Infinity Saga and whatnot, and kind of what we've seen from him, and then what you get in this movie, it fits. Like, it makes sense for the story or for the Thor that they're trying to tell in the MCU. You know, whether or not that's in line with what the comics are, that's debatable. But for this particular flavor of Thor, I feel like it was on point. It was on point. It was fun. I like the humanistic side of it, you know, him and the children and that whole aspect. You know, I will say this though, it's full spoiler alert, by the way. We gonna get into it, man.
Getting into it, man.
Just be known, it's spoilers all up in here, man. But I kind of didn't see the little kid angle coming, man. Like, I gotta be real. I didn't see that, you know, with the whole Love and Thunder title and everything else. Like, that was a cool little misdirect because everybody thought it was gonna have to do with Janefoster and that whole dynamics, which they definitely addressed. And I like the way that they did that, but for it to, you know, end off the way that it did, I really didn't see that coming. And I like that. I like the fact that we can still get these MCU movies and still get thrown curveballs. Like, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? How about you?
Yeah, like, I definitely was not expecting them to turn it into anything with the kids. You know, I figured it'd be straight up. Like, once I saw that he was going after kidnapping them, whatever, I thought it would just be straight up kidnap kids. That's the goal. Go back, get the kids, and it wouldn't be too much about them past maybe the first conversation that he had. But they definitely made it to where there were some good interactions with the children, especially at the end. And it definitely came full circle with how they ended it with Thor. I didn't see that coming either, to be completely honest. So there was a couple twists that they was able to pull off in this movie that got me like, okay, I'll take some more.
Yes. Yes. Right. I mean, but like the whole kid angle, to me, I think really made the movie, and it really was a neat way for them to kind of develop Thor's character, because you really got to see him in that fatherly role leading up to the end of this movie. Like, for me, the highlight of the movie for me straight up is when he like gave all the kids the power of Thor, and like I was live as hell, and I was like, yes, let's go. Dope. Like, that's cool because it's fun. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these movies are supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. I mean, yes, you want to see kind of like the multiversal implications of it all and all that good stuff. But I mean, it's not bad to have a movie that is just about having fun. You know what I'm saying? Even with like the Janefoster cancer arc, like as serious and as grounded as that was, it didn't like drag the movie down at all. Like, it all still had kind of a hopeful message at the end. So like, I was down with that. And the kid, like I said, man, the kid thing for me, I was like, yeah, let's go. That was dope.
Yeah, I totally enjoyed that. I even enjoyed the interactions in between when Thor first came in and was coming in like the bumbling idiot. And even
Right.
Heimdall's son was like, nah, just go. Like, we don't need this.
Right.
We don't need this extra stress. But tell me though, it's a question I have, especially dealing with the kids. When we got to Gore the God Butcher interacting with the children, did you or did you not feel strong or any kind of Heath Ledger or Joker vibes?
Oh yeah, like
that,
you
it was
could definitely
tense.
tell Christian Bale picked up a lot from the homie Heath Ledger, rest in peace.
Yes.
That like made my skin crawl legit.
Yes.
Like that was not comfortable. Like when he ripped the head off that joint and like Thro's like, bro, they go in there. Like this.
I was about that a minute ago. I thought that was cool.
Right. He was like, what's up now? No, it was cute. I'm like, whoa, this is. But that was the thing that I thought they did such a great job with in this movie. Period, was depicting gore in a way that was just like this total contrast to not just Thor, but the entire vibe itself. Like this dude was like drab and dark and like really stoic in ways, and it was just like every time he was on screen, he just kind of sucked the energy out of the movie, not in a bad way though. It was like you had all of this kind of like bright lights, all the colors and whatnot, and then every time gore pop up, it's like, yep, I'm crashing this party. Like it's a wrap. And it worked. It really did work. I thought it was dope. I really did enjoy that part.
Yeah, Christian Bale totally put in a performance on gore, like from start.
Yes,
definitely from start. Like seeing him and his daughter, immediately you can see why he would go on this crusade of sorts, you know. And the way that the gods that was treating him in the very beginning was like, wow, it's like, is that really how all gods are in the MCU?
It makes you wonder, right? Because I mean, even if you think back to Mark Spector and the way that he kind of interacts with Khonshu and that whole thing, it is kind of like this vibe that the gods kind of treat, you know, humans as pawns, like they really don't matter, and they just like they're beneath them in ways, almost like roaches. It's like, you know what, we ain't, you bugs to us. And I think that's a really interesting dynamic, because I think that's something that might come into play a little later on, particularly when you start thinking about one of these post-credit scenes, Mike.
Yeah, we're gonna get to those post-credit scenes. There's a lot of ups and downs on those post-credit scenes for sure.
Yes,
but I don't know. I mean, for a 2-hour movie, I thought the pacing was well. They didn't wait too much to get into giving Gore his purpose and giving him the tools he needed to complete that. I thought Thor and the Guardians, that was a good way to start things off. The storytelling, hey, this is the story of Thor from Korg. I thought that was a good way to be able to tie things in and not have to spend too much time on camera with the characters explaining these things. So that was dope, especially. And then, you know, setting him off on his purpose after he done flew through trying to act like he's like supreme god in a way, but very humble and modest. But you know, I'm here and this ends now, and all that was dope. The fight scene there, and they made sure to throw in some hilarity in there. My man doing the splits, keeping two motorcycles apart from each other.
I got strong Jean-Claude Van Damme vibes.
Yes,
bro.
once we did that
strong kickboxer vibes, bro. I was like, come on, man, this is wild, but it was fun and it worked.
Yes, yeah, it totally did. And it's believable because, like they said, you know, through at least since Ragnarok, how they've been playing Thor. Like the first movie, you know, he was unworthy with those blonde caterpillar eyebrows, and you know, by the end of that, he's ready to go and at least attempt to be king, or at least be able to go and stop the bullying from what he was being taught from being a kid. And then, you know, in the second one, that was kind of a serious thing. He had his jokes, but not too much after coming off the Loki thing. And then at the end of that, you know, he's losing his moms and all that. So, you know, when Ragnarok hits, before he loses everything, you can still see that Thor's come to a point where he's able to joke, and the writers are able to lean into his jovial sense. You know, he's always this kind of bumbling idiot. It seems like, but he's smart as hell because he knows where the kids are when he sees the area. He knows the lore, the science behind everything. He's just this big Johnny Bravo looking dude with with the science chemist mind. So it was kind of cool seeing them being able to go from Ragnarok to Thor: Love and Thunder,
Yes.
and still keep that intact and find a way to actually grow him.
Yes.
Because that's kind of hard for a character like Thor. Because if you watch him throughout this movie, when it comes to his power level, I feel like he was teasing. He was holding, not really holding back, but just matching. He was matching.
Right.
Whenever it seemed like he was in grave danger, it was like, nah, I ain't messing with this. I'm busting out, and I'm about to handle it. Because only I will say is I thought, hopefully we won't see this no more, but they're kind of overplaying it with how they get close to killing him, or the down to the wire sword or axe to the chests.
Man, don't even like, we ain't even gotten into the things I did not like yet.
but
yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah, like they didn't do too bad with the romance angle either. I kind of felt like they kind of made you see why him and Jane were peas in a pod, because they were both the same kind of nervous with talking to each other about their relationship, but yet they were still forward and open at the same time. So I thought they handled that really well. And let's talk about the homie Zeus, man.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about it, bro. Let's go on and talk about Zeus.
Oh man, like, so Russell Crowe, I think delivered. Like if that
was the vision that they wanted him to deliver on, yes, he nailed that.
Yes, I feel like it was. I feel like that's what they wanted.
That's Taika for you, though. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say you know what you're getting from a Taika Waititi movie. Like, that's Taika all day. If not, just go back and look at Jeff Goldblum in Ragnarok. You know what I'm saying? Like, his character was the same kind of thing. You go back, you look at The Collector, same kind of situation, just these kind of off the wall, quirky takes on characters. And so when you get that from Zeus, as much as it's kind of a shock on screen, you're not like, okay, this seems out of place, because it's a Taika Waititi movie. So you expected something like that.
Right. Now,
that being the case, just because I expected it don't mean I liked it all like that, man. Like, first of all, my frame of reference for Zeus will forever and always be the God of War games.
Yep.
I played all them joints. And when you see the way they portray Zeus is not to be effed with. You know what I'm saying? It took Kratos like
3 games.
Like 3 games.
Pretty much.
It took that man 3 games to finally best Zeus. And, you know, I get his story and all, but like Thor and his homegirl showed up and handled that dude like it was nobody's business.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like he was a little out of practice.
I was really hoping he was gonna be like it was gonna be one of those Mandarin things again, where it was like he wasn't the real Zeus. I was really hoping. I was like, please let there be a post credit where he's not actually Zeus.
Right. Well, I mean,
you know,
we ain't got there yet, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But there's always an opportunity for them to be able to kind of turn that around.
Yeah, that's true.
If things go, the ways it might go the next round.
Right.
We'll get there. We don't want to go too far, but I feel like if that was the vision that they wanted to come across with, they totally delivered. It was completely funny, and what I do like is, especially after the flick, like everybody was all captivated by the flick, but I did like, after he came down the steps and leveled with my mans, that he was like, yo, yeah, I'm scared, totally scared, but we gonna stay here, we gonna chill, we gonna try a party, we ain't worried about none of that, and you coming through here messing it all up, so I'm gonna need you to chill.
Right.
I need you to chill. And nah, my man Thor was not, of course, not about that life.
No,
at all.
Not at all.
Let's go. Forever, ever.